What's up, friends? Big Dub here with another Monday motivation for you. I hope you're doing well. As I'm recording this, it is April 19th. It's Orthodox Easter today. It's the week after the Easter that we celebrated. And it's still quarantine. It's still unusual. Things are not quote unquote normal. And I've had a good day so far today. It is 1:22 as I'm recording this. You'll be watching it tomorrow. And I'm not sure if I'm going to keep making Monday videos. As I keep referencing, I kind of wait for something to really set in my spirit and my heart to share with you. And this morning during service and some of my study and journaling, there was something that someone said that I was listening to that said, we're not going back to the way things used to be. We're going forward. And that's the mindset to have. And that really struck me. I plan to talk to my teams at work and put some things around this. I've actually been writing articles on my LinkedIn, and I'll probably write about this week there as well. And I think that's a concept that some may think is scary, but is actually quite valuable. So I decided to share it with you on this Monday motivation. We're not going to go back to the way things used to be. We're going to go forward. We're going to define what is new, what is best for us. And yes, there's elements of that are in the workplace or in the service industry or whatever, or do we hug or not, or shake hands, or that's not the types of things I'm talking about. I'm talking about you in your heart, in your mind, the way you process things, the way you rank things, your perspective on things. It should never go back to the way it used to be. It should only go forward. How often do people get to rewrite history? Or in this case, write history. All of us are writing chapters of history books right now together. That the whole world, everyone that studies world history is going to have a major section, if not a chapter, in their history book decades from now about this time. And we all know it. It's something we can actively write. You can be a pioneer in your arena on what the next step needs to look like, on what the future looks like, on how we go forward after this. We're not going to go back. Think about the things that you don't have every day. I can tell you there is something every day of my life that I used to complain about that doesn't exist anymore. Why do I want that back? Easy example, you know that I live in the Atlanta area. Our traffic is awful. I do not miss sitting in traffic for sometimes 3 hours to drive to the airport. I don't miss it at all. I don't miss it at all. They say, oh, don't you kind of miss that? No, I do not. I don't miss traveling. As much as I used to travel, I don't miss it. I'm happy to be in my own home, using my own things, and in a routine that helps me. I don't miss that. I don't want to go back to being gone 250 days a year. I don't want to go back to that. This is better for me. And that's what I mean. What does your future look like? What is better for you? What are the things that you don't have to reincorporate in your life, that you don't want to go back to? Most people complain about their jobs frequently, right? Most people complain about relationships they may have fairly frequently. We live in a complaining society, a negative society. Maybe that'll change. Maybe that'll change now. You can make it change for you. I'm going to make it change for me. The things that I used to complain about, now that we have kind of a reset and an opportunity to look forward and not look back, I'm going to try to get rid of those things. And I know some of the things like a traffic or whatever, I can't necessarily do anything about that if I have to resume some type of schedule. That's beyond my control. But what I can do is the things that I don't miss, the way that my body would feel, the way that mentally I would process things, the way that I would think something is such a big deal, when in reality I knew that a day later no one would remember it anymore. I can not go back to that mindset. I can not go back to that perspective. I can choose to go forward. I can choose to improve things. There's never been a time that I can think of where we all get a reset. We all get an opportunity to go forward again. A lot of the baggage, a lot of the burdens, a lot of the things that were important 6, 8, 12, 18 weeks ago, depending on what part of the world you live in, they're not as important anymore. People aren't going to be as upset over those things anymore. You're going to have a chance to redefine who you are. And I find that very motivating. And I also find it very helpful mentally. This is motivation for you. I ask you, stop living with the mindset of, well, maybe tomorrow will be the day that all this goes away and we can go back to the way it used to be. Maybe next week, maybe May 1st, maybe whatever. Instead say, whatever it is that happens and things can go back to normal, what do you want your normal to be? Because you can set that now. You can determine that. You can write a chapter in your own history book instead of reading it after you didn't realize you wrote it. Because most of our history, when you look through your life, you don't go, I was actively writing it and making decisions. You look back and go, well, that was the chapter of me making bad decisions. Or, well, that was the chapter that I didn't do a whole lot. Or that was the chapter that I was young and inexperienced. Or that was the chapter that my kids came into this world. Or that's the chapter that involves this relationship. But as you're going through it, you weren't actively thinking about that. You were just going, I'm going to do this today. That's what I'm going to do. Or next week. You weren't thinking about the way it shapes you. But now more than ever, we have a chance to do that. And I think that's encouraging. I think it's motivating. I think it's something to think about too this week. So that's my encouragement for you. I hope you're having as good as you can time in quarantine. I hope you're finding something new, like a hobby, or finding your way back to something you used to do and enjoy, whether that's reading, comic books, audio podcasting. For me, it's been writing articles for my team to try to encourage them and doing those types of things that I feel like I'm a decent writer, decent communicator. So I'm trying to share that, especially I have charge of leadership in this right now, and I'm trying to focus on that. Whatever it is, I hope you're finding something new, your way back to something that you enjoy, even if it's just for a few minutes every day. I know a great deal of you are working harder than you've ever worked before. I'm with you in that. I'm not as much as some of you who are out there and have to be, if you work in the wholesale stores or the grocery stores, or you work in warehouses and you're putting in 12, 16, 18-hour days. If you're in the healthcare industry, you're risking your life. If you're a driver, a stocker, all the different people that are making life stay together right now, I know you don't have a lot of time, but maybe you can find a podcast you can listen to on your way to work. Maybe you can find a new food to enjoy, something to cook. I don't know. Something that is new and is exciting and gives you a little bit of motivation. I was very excited yesterday because I got new mouthwash. And I'm not lying. I'm not telling you that as a joke. I was excited. If you watch my Instagram story, I was really happy. I got new mouthwash and I like it. And I hadn't used that brand before. And that's what I mean by resetting your perspective. Previously, it would have been a chore. I got to go get new mouthwash. I don't want to go to the store. But now I was excited. I got to get something new. I got to try something new. And it generally made me excited. You know, that's just the quarantine perspective. Why? Why does that have to be the quarantine perspective? Why can't you reset your expectations and your perspectives on things? That's what I think we should do. Go forward. Don't make it go back to the way it used to be, because forward will be better if you choose to make it that way. Hope you have a great week. Talk to you next time.